Welcome to this week's Archer's Choice.
And like, this is the real deal deer hunt.
Right.
I mean, it's
We're still trying to fill our Illinois and Iowa tags.
Yeah, and they're winning and we're losing. And isn't it amazing that a deer can outsmart us?
You have problems with turkeys too, so now it's deer and turkeys?
I don't have problems. I just hate them.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate turkeys.
This week's lucky logo is Beeman.
Beeman, the ultimate in carbon arrows, made here in the U.S. of A.
That's nice.
That's really cool.
That. So watch for the logo at the end of the show. We'll tell you what to do with that. So back to deer hunting.
Yep.
Illinois and Iowa
trials and tribulations of severe whitetail disorders that we all have and we all continue to have year after year after year. And you know what?
What?
Wouldn't give it up for nothing.
No, we wouldn't. So should we get going?
Where are we going? Iowa or Illinois first?
One of them.
One of them? They both start in I. Now, after numerous days of, just nothing coming together for Josh and I, we had the does come in and it's another doe. They're gonna stay up high. Normally, I would never shoot a doe, at that time of year, but, this one got us, they just got us so upset. We hung this new set, things were happening, it was in the right place. I mean, wind, everything was great. We thought we had great cover, we thought everything. And these deer come out and pin us, and I mean just pin us. I mean, there's no way, there's no movement, there's no glare, there's nothing. The wind is not swirling, Yeah, I'm sending her to the hush program. I think one of the things that I wish all the states would encompass, and that is like Iowa with their hush program. When you have a program like this, feeding the needy or the hungry due to the sportsman's success, man, that's priceless.
It's November 12th. We've been at this for like 2 weeks straight now, trying to hunt here in Illinois at home. Ralph's still out in Iowa, and he ended up getting a doe this morning. For the hush program out there in Iowa, we go ahead and try donating at least one deer to the program. However, I've passed on plenty of does, but if I have the opportunity this evening, I'm not going to pass if it gives me the opportunity. That's all I gotta say. Hey, there's a good buck. I'm gonna try to rattle. Nope, he is not going for that. He's definitely not interested in a fight right now. Saw a beautiful buck. He's right there in the timber. Had nothing to wanted to come over here to come and look at. But he was a good deer and he had good eye guards and good mass and it was a mature buck. That's okay, we saw a good deer, that's good. I'm happy. Now I just gotta figure out how we intercept him. November 16th. It's a Sunday. And I went to church this morning, came home, had a little lunch, and Ralph showed up. He's been in Iowa this whole time, and he surprised us. He wasn't supposed to be home till Tuesday. So that was really cool. We're back in the stand where we got pictures, trail camera pictures of the big guy again. We'll just wait. We got a weird wind. We've got southwest wind with snow, which isn't normal. Our wind should be blowing over the cornfield next to us, so hopefully some of the deer are meandering around here. I'd love to see that big guy again, even just to see him, because what a blessing. He's huge. And Ralph is home. That's cool. I haven't seen him for about 2 weeks, so it's a good day. No matter what happens, it's a good day.
You know, the big thing is it's a team effort. When you're doing what we do and so many others, you know, with the shows, it's you and your cameraman. We had to go home. We had to regroup. We had not only physically but mentally. You go home, you get that little rejuvenation. You say hello to everybody. You give them hugs and kisses. And we weren't home long. And Josh and I are loading up the truck again and heading west to Iowa. Staying at our Zook cabin in Iowa is like a escape from reality. One thing is I'm not near the studio, so I'm not being dragged back and forth in all different directions, and I love to get away. It is so comfortable. I've been trying to convince Vicki to move to Iowa and to claim our little Zook cabin as home, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time doing that, and I don't know why. Fellow deer hunter Denny had that spot for us this evening because the winds have been so bad by us. Not only the bad winds coming out of the east, but it's about 35-mile-an-hour gusts. So Denny said, hey, why don't you guys come down, hunt this valley? I'm sitting in his stand, not ours, but his. Josh got set up. He said a lot of these deer are going to come out of the south with this southeast wind, and they're going to the feed. It goes the length of this draw, so it's just a matter of tons of big cedar groves back here, which is allowing a good bedding, more secure area. So it's just a matter of us getting down, hunkering it. Hey, the big thing is we're out of the wind. I wonder what Vicki's doing. He's an old deer. He's the old one. Was an old buck. He just snuck up on us. When I went to reach for my bow, he saw movement and he just walked away.
Illinois is our home state, and sometimes it's a little rough on me, but not all the time. Look at him. I have more story with this buck than I've had with any bucks.
Are you kidding me? Look at that deer.
Holy cow.
Oh, baby. Look at the mass on that guy. I think we got to a point, and I say we, we got to a point where we started second guessing everything we did. We check cameras, rehang stands, set up a couple new sets, get in there, wind everything right, and these deer are just skirting us. I don't know what it was. I can't explain it. We'd be first time ever in a stand, and boom, they'd come through and they'd pin us at 80 yards. Now, are we being silhouetted? What is going on? The wind currents, the therm, everything is in our favor, or we thought. These deer are they know we got our Hoyts in our hand and not our TCs, obviously, because they're just skirting and they know where their safe zone is, and it's like, hey, they're there, don't worry about it, we're not getting close. And after time and time again, man, it just beats you up. We had bucks, we had deer. We had bucks in on us, and it wasn't the deer we're looking for. It wasn't the one that trips our trigger. So many times in today, people just want to fill tags. They want to go, hey, I shot 7 bucks this year, and that's great. We're beyond that. We want an animal that's going to trip your trigger, and it doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest one in the woods. Let's make that straight. It has to be one like he's got trash on him, or he's got this or that, or he's just a deer that, or any animal that you really want to try for. Forget the record books. This isn't about record books. This isn't about just filling tags. This is about out there and experiencing and witnessing and playing that chess game day in and day out. And most of the time, they win because you're in their backyard. They're not in yours. Stop thinking you're doing something wrong. Yes, sometimes we get lucky, but sometimes we don't. When it's all said and done, stop and look back. For example, go check your state regs or your provincial regs. Illinois last year, Illinois deer season archery bucks, the success rate was about 25%. So let's just put it in the numbers. That means for every 100 hunters that went out in the field, 25 of them were successful. That means that 75 went home eating a tag. Why do we tell you that? Because we want you to stop and think that, when you go out there and you're not seeing the deer, or things aren't connecting, a lot of people get disappointed because they see it on so many TV shows that they just go out and rattle in a buck every single time, but they go out and they don't see something, or they don't get a shot, and then the following year they only make it out 2 days because last year was so bad, and then that third year they're done, they quit. We don't want you to quit. Look at our seasons. Do you think that we're not going to give it our all next season? We're going to be out every morning, every afternoon, some days sitting all day. We're not going to give up. That's the fun, and that's the challenge, and that's the thrill of what we all do. And that's why we call it the hunting. And that's why we want to participate and try it and do the best we can, but understand and be real about it. Sometimes things just aren't going to work out in your favor. It's 64 degrees here, end of November. Well, as luck would have it, that's this whole deer season. You get to a point finally that you don't want to be negative. You try and you fight with your inner self not to be negative. But then you get to reality. And at any, I can't tell you when we got there. It's just that we we can't put it together.
I think it's time I'm gonna head back home, regroup. We can't catch a break, you know. And I mean, it's funny because everybody thinks, oh my gosh, you have so much time to do it all, and no problem, you'll always get it done. And when you get to a point that you just don't want to, we don't want to just shoot a deer or any animal to just shoot it for the show. You're trying to hold off and be more particular and try to do management, and I gotta tell you, man, it's frustrating. So we're just gonna head back home to Illinois, give it a break, take a breather, hunt some around there, and maybe see what Vicki's doing. It's probably her now, calling me and saying, hey, I shot the big one.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? I mean, here's what don't get us wrong. We really wanted to shoot some really nice deer that we had trailed our spy point cameras
of. And we saw them over and over. I mean, we've seen a ton of them, but it's deer hunting.
We wanted to show you the real deal, and here's why. All of our travels, everywhere we go, all the appearances and everything, we always have that same question. Everybody asks the same thing. And
do you tag out every time you're in a tree? No. Every season? No. We eat lots of tag soup.
Absolutely.
You guys just don't get to see it all the time.
We've always wanted to show you the real deal. There's no excuses. They won, we lost.
Absolutely.
We want to be clear with that.
That's what it is.
The bottom line and the true reality of it is, it's still hunting. You're still out there. You're
still enjoying all of God's creation and going along with it all.
So, I mean, that's what it is. The real deal deer, severe whitetail disorders, we all have them. The thing is understand that you're doing nothing wrong. Sometimes you may not be in the right place at the right time. Whatever it's going to be, you're still a hunter.
That's right. This week's lucky logo was Beeman Archer.
The ultimate carbon arrows made here in the US of A.
If you happen to see the Beeman logo, you need to log on to archerschoice.com, click on lucky logo button, fill out some information, and someone's going to win some arrows along with a bunch of other great
lots of goodies.
stuff. We want to thank you for watching this week's Archer's Choice. We'll see you next week. Same time.
Same channel.
Right here on the Archer's Choice.